Hello and welcome to this month's episode of Tech of the Month. After a 1-month hiatus, because we have been quite busy with some big launches and a very big bicycle race in France, we are back to bring you Tech of the Month, our monthly roundup of the latest, greatest, freshest kit to land here at BikeRadar HQ. And today, I'm going to be talking you through ControlTech's luxurious, exotic, and oh so very expensive titanium finishing kit, a wonderful jersey made from scrap fabric from Maap, Son's deluxe Dynamo hub and matching Edelux headlight, and finally, my beautiful colleague and budding hair model, Felix Smith, will be talking us through the Insta 360 pocket-sized, miniature-sized camera. Now, of course, before we get stuck in, I have to remind you to like, subscribe, and click that little bell icon. So every time we upload a video like this, you'll get a notification. Now, kicking things off, we have ControlTech's Ti-Mania finishing kit, which, as the name suggests, is made of titanium. Now, before we get stuck into this section, put a little guess in your mind as to how much you think these three components would cost you, and see how close you are at the end of this segment. ControlTech started out way back in 1989 with some very, very lightweight bar ends. Following a full rebrand in 2017, the brand now offers a wide range of finishing kit in a variety of quite interesting materials. Now, whether or not titanium necessarily is a better material to make finishing kits out of is quite debatable. Titanium, it's very light and it's very strong, but my goodness, as you will come to see, it is very expensive. However, I think that none of that will matter to those of you who are actually interested in buying this kit, who I suspect already own a titanium bike. The fact it will match your beautifully brushed titanium bike will be justification enough for you true ti-vangelists. It also looks cool, it feels exotic, and is priced as such. And that alone makes it worth having in the world. Now we're going to start things off with the Ti-Mania stem. Now, like most aluminium alloy stems, the Ti-Mania stem is forged. Normally with titanium stems, what you'll see is the steer clamp and then the bar clamp as two separate parts, which are then welded onto a mitered center tube. This makes a lot of sense from a manufacturer's perspective because you can very easily accommodate a huge range of sizes and shapes of stem. Forging is a more complex and more costly process, but it allows ControlTech to make a lighter stem overall. And arguably it's a little bit easier to work with at the end because through forging you can remove material where you don't want it. So you can bring the weight down considerably. The stem is available in 70 through 120mm lengths, and my 120mm long stem weighs 148 grams. Now that's fairly light, but it's not kind of extra light aluminium alloy stem light. But like all other titanium components, this is claimed to have a degree of vibration damping. I'm not so convinced, but I'm going to withhold my final judgment until I've had a chance to test it. Matching the stem is the ControlTech Ti-Mania riser bar, which is a fairly conventional 760mm wide riser mountain bike bar. My 760mm bar, as pictured here, weighs 266 grams. Again, pretty light, but not earth-shatteringly so. Like the stem, titanium bars are claimed to have a degree of vibration damping, and in this case I am slightly less skeptical than I am with the stem. Ultimately, a good stem shouldn't really flex at all, one might argue, whereas with a titanium bar, I can imagine, compared to perhaps an aluminium alloy bar, you may get a little bit more flex in this. Whether or not that will add up to anything in the real world, we'll just have to wait and see. When I fit this to a suitably matching, fancy, hopefully titanium bike. If you're a brand that's watching, please send me something cool. Finally, we have the Ti-Mania SB0 seat post. This is the zero setback version of the post, and there is also a version with a 12mm setback. The post weighs 225 grams and uses a pretty conventional floating clamp design that we often see on similar weight-weenie seat posts. In my experience, these aren't the easiest things to set up, but they are very lightweight, and once set up, they don't tend to creak, provided you put a little bit of grease where the tube sits in the seat post. In terms of titanium finishing kit, titanium seat posts are a little bit more common, and these really do kind of give a bit of vibration damping compared to a very chunky alloy seat post. However, as with all of these components I've just talked about, it comes at a serious premium. This seat post, as pictured, would set you back $455, which is a lot of money by anyone's measure. The handlebars would also set you back $445, and the stem a whopping $485. That is wild and truly a great way to double the value of your standard bike. Now, I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into testing this stuff, but what do you think? Would you ever buy titanium finishing kit? Maybe you've used it and you thought it was fantastic, or maybe the opposite. Please let me know in the comments. If you've been subscribing to BikeRadar for some time, you will know I love Dynamo lights, and I'm so excited to build up this new hub. For those of you that don't know, a Dynamo lighting setup sees a dynamo that either is built into a hub, as seen here, or less commonly runs on the outside of a wheel, which provides electrical power as you're riding. This can be used most commonly to power headlights as well as rear lights, or if you buy a separate adapter, charge your accessories while you're cycling. For me, I love a long day in the saddle, and I am really bad at remembering to charge batteries, so having a permanently affixed lighting setup is never a bad thing. I've experimented with loads of different setups across the years, and some of them have been truly excellent, but recently I invested in a Son Edilux 2 headlight, and it has revolutionised my setup. The headlight itself is extraordinarily well built, with a fully sealed aluminium body and optics which are borrowed from B&M. Unlike a conventional bicycle headlight, this is more like a car headlight, in that it has a cut-off beam. If you're riding off-road, it can be a bit disconcerting at first because that cut-off beam doesn't illuminate any of the trees around you. That doesn't sound so much of a problem talking about it right here, but when you're actually riding, it's really weird and almost gives you no sense of perspective as to where you are. On the road though, I wouldn't go back. Shaped beams are simply so much better, as well as being more courteous to road users. So convinced by the quality of this light, I've also decided to get a matching hub. All of Son's Dynamo kit is really well regarded in the audax or randonneuring world, and its hubs are no exception. Son produces two distinct hubs. There are variations within those lineups, but they have the Son Deluxe, which is their kind of lighter weight one, which I have here, and the Son 28, which is a more heavy duty kind of touring one, which is better for low speeds. But as we all know, I'm a massive hisser, so I'll be smashing along at 35 kilometers all the time with this, or not. Despite it being the height of summer, I have managed to do quite a few really good rides right into the night with my headlight, and I love it. And I'm looking forward to matching the light with this hub when I build it up with a set of Mavic Open Pro rims. Now, the hub definitely isn't the cheapest Dynamo hub out there. This will set you back £200 or $296. Other hubs out there from Shimano or SP are very good, but in terms of reputation, reliability and quality, these are very highly rated. Now, I'm going to hand you over to Felix Smith, our video manager, who, in high definition, with his wonderful new camera, is going to show you every detail of his beautiful head of hair.
Thanks, Jack. Beautiful bits of titanium, and I think the audience will agree, very much Jack Luke. I'll make sure whatever bike they end up on, there will be a video on it. While not necessarily bicycle related, this exciting piece of tech that I'm going to reveal certainly deserves a mention in this episode. This is the Insta 360 Go 2, which is the world's smallest action camera. GoPro might still remain at the top of most people's action camera wish lists, But here are 5 reasons why I think this is a game-changing camera. And keep watching to see the bike adventure I shot using it. Number 1, it's tiny, which means you can mount it almost anywhere for some really interesting perspectives. If you own a steel bike, this magnetic mounting point on the back of the camera just allows you to mount it directly onto the frame without using any thumb screws or sticky mounts, fiddling around with that kind of thing. Number 2, it's quality. Even though it's small, it still packs a punch with a 1 2/3 inch sensor size. This is the standard sensor size for most high quality action cameras these days, including GoPro's new camera, the Hero 9. Number 3, its case. With its tiny portable charging case, it only takes 30 minutes to fully charge. The portable charge case also doubles up as a mini tripod and has a 1/4 inch thread to enable you to use a selfie stick or a longer boom for super creative aerial style shots. Number 4 is incredible stability. What blew my mind when testing this camera is how stable the shot is when you put the flow state mode on. This means the horizon remains virtually fixed even though you turn the camera upside down. So that's really good for when you're shooting off a bike and you're kind of moving around a lot, keeps things dead still. And 5, it offers AI editing. This is both cool and quite worrying as a video manager. Flash Cut 2.0 artificial intelligence software will do it all for you, which is actually pretty handy for sharing quick video edits on social media. But rest assured, I'm not going to replace BikeRadar's videographers Robin or Max with software anytime soon. The Go 2 comes with a handy little magnetic pendant which you wear around your neck and hide under your t-shirts. Like that. This is really good for like chilled out riding shots. Wouldn't recommend it for any mountain biking or gravel riding. It also comes with a clip-on mount which I attached to my parents' dog collar and a pivot stand. There are loads more specific mounts available though, such as the pet mount, which will do a better job of what I managed with what came in the box. Bear in mind that even though the camera is waterproof, the strap is not compatible for your pet goldfish. Sorry. I've been playing around with it over the last few months and made a little video of a very memorable ride which features the steepest climb I've ever ridden. Cue the tape.
Hello, welcome to sunny Cornwall. I've been lucky enough to stay here for a few days. I've created a very scenic 60-kilometre ride today, and it starts life out up here on the moors in the hills, and it's a lovely little loop that drops right down onto the North Cornwall coast and goes up some very, very steep climbs. The sun is kind of showing its face today, so hopefully that stays, but it is forecast for some heavy showers, so we'll have to see what happens. That was the first hour done. Absolutely incredible. So much descending and really technical as well. Lots of potholes to watch out for. I've just been following mostly this National Cycle Network. For the next part of the ride I'm heading west towards the coast. I'm not sure what the views are going to be like or if I'm going to get caught in a massive shower because we've been having such heavy showers recently. So I made it to the coast and I'm just at the foot of what Strava tells me a very special climb called Millock. I haven't ridden it before, but it is really steep.
Oh, that was absolutely savage. So steep. It didn't last for that long, but you had to give it absolutely everything just to keep the pedals turning.
Just had a lovely cafe stop down there by the coast. Now I'm feeling pretty cold and I can't see the horizon anymore. It's like a big band of rain coming. Probably the hardest 40k I've done in a very long time.
So I'm heading inland. I've got a lovely tailwind behind me, and hopefully I can just make it back before the rain comes.
Looks like the rain's caught up with me. Let's quickly get my waterproof on.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little adventure there. If you're interested, the camera costs £295 and it comes with all the sort of standard mounts that I went through, but also you need to look into some of those extra mounts to really get the most out of it. And now it's back to Jack.
Thanks, Felix, and I'm looking forward to seeing that slightly sea-sickening footage incorporated into future BikeRadar videos. Now, in addition to being a fan of Dynamo lights, I am also well known for being a fan of jazzy cycling kit. And they don't get much jazzier than the Maap Evade Pro Base Offcut jersey. With this jersey, Maap aims to tackle, in a small way, the often horrifying issue of offcut waste in the fashion industry. A truly vast amount of offcuts, which essentially, if you imagine you're cutting a pattern for a jersey from fabric, the bits that are left behind often just end up in landfill, which is a total waste and is a huge issue which has been widely reported in the media. With these jerseys, Maap takes the offcuts from its other jerseys in the line, which are available in those colours, and repurposes them in this wonderful, very fun package. This is no raggedy patchwork quilt though, and the jersey is made from the same premium materials as their other jerseys. The jersey itself is a lovely bit of kit. It's got a nice form-fitting kind of pro cut. It's got those lovely trendy long sleeves which kind of have a waffled honeycomb texture. The whole jersey boasts SPF 50 sun protection, which is no bad thing for this peely wally Scot. And the pockets are capacious enough to take everything you need for a day and they don't sag badly. All things you want from a premium jersey. Of course, Maap is a fairly luxurious cycling brand and this will set you back $180. As for me, a paid up member of the cycling media Illuminati, I will be rocking my jazzy new jersey for the months to come. As always, thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions about any of the products I talked about today, do leave those in the comments. I always read them, I always like to hear your feedback. Leave some abusive comments about my shirt and my hair, I love them all. Of course also, don't forget to like and subscribe and tickle that little bell icon so every time we upload a video like this, you will get a notification.